You are listening to the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 15 of the KRCA Podcast. I'm your host, Liam Waddock, also known as Quiddy Quotes.
I'm Jasper Murray.
I'm Isaac Ladder.
And I'm the guest, Manuel Gutman. I'm mostly known for my blind solving results, mainly because I'm the current 3x3 world champion for blind.
Awesome, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
So, I guess we'll move into the comment segment for this episode. So we got one comment from last episode from Cameron Chin, which is... it's from...
Okay, before I was so rudely interrupted, I'm going to announce the comment section, announced by Isaac. We've got one comment from Cameron Chin, how to practice well. Or it said good, but neither of them are very grammatically correct.
I said how to practice good? Okay.
Yeah, and I fixed it, sort of. So,
well, how do you practice well, guys?
I think we're all culprits of not practicing well.
Or just not practicing. I think the best way to practice well is to practice.
The one time Dwayne isn't here, eh?
I know. But does he even practice? I don't think he even practices.
And when he does practice, he does not practice well. He just does random stuff.
Learning algs is practice. And he definitely practices stuff.
I would say...
to be honest, how many of us actually learn algs?
And also, how many of us take an hour to learn an OLL?
Okay, Isaac, you don't need to mention that.
So I think Liam needs to learn how to practice well.
I do need to learn how to practice well. I mean, when you're learning algs, which I don't do, I used to. I usually just watch YouTube and stuff while I do it. Some people just sit there and stare at the cube, grinding one alg, and it's just not fun, and it's way harder. So I just do something like fun in the background while I do it. But for actual practice, I mean, you can't really improve much by just practicing on some stuff.
Unless you're Dwayne.
True. Yeah, but like, if you want to practice well to learn algs... Also, I don't take my own advice here, I'm just saying I'm too lazy to do this, but if you want to, yeah, learn algs, and yeah, I guess just learn new stuff. And then you can do some actual practice to implement it, but don't just practice like I do.
Yeah, just like learn new things or improve the weaknesses in your solves, and do like untimed solves and stuff, and then also grind to implement it.
Alright.
So now we have our debate questions. The first one is, what's the best food to eat to be prepared for a competition?
Vegemite on toast.
Pizza. Just instant answers there.
I got NR when I had that, so I mean...
Where, what did you have?
Vegemite on toast.
Nice. I don't know, I don't really eat breakfast on the mornings of comps. I usually eat like at midday or something.
That is something you should do.
True. I think for my clock and I didn't eat anything beforehand, so
What?
literally nothing is the best food, apparently.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast on my first two NRs. And then the second two, I had like this croissant.
Manuel, what did you have for breakfast, or like what did you eat on the day?
I literally don't remember.
It was like a year ago. I just remember what food you
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So there's no way I could remember what I had before it come.
Do you eat blindfolded?
Maybe.
I think he does. Yeah, I don't know, like, I usually eat lollies and stuff at comps, which I probably shouldn't do.
Yeah, no, that's...
And like muesli bars.
That's gonna like, you're gonna get a sugar high and then you're gonna like crash and be really tired at the end, which is not what you want.
Yeah, that's what Dwayne did, I think.
No, he had a lot of caffeine.
And oh yeah. Yeah, so pizza and sandwiches and stuff like that, probably a good protein for strong cubing muscles.
The next one is, what is the best pyraminx?
I'm qualified on that one. Actually, did I tell you guys at the competition, someone thought I was Jasper,
Oh, that's...
He came up to me and he was like, "Are you Jasper Murray?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Solve this mini pyraminx," and so I did. And he was like, then he was like, "Well, I was watching you when you got your NR. You were so shaky."
wait, so he saw Jasper at the comp and he's like, "Yep, that's Jasper."
Yeah. And I was wearing glasses, so I don't understand how he because I guess we do look fairly similar without glasses.
Jasper's like way taller than you as well.
Well, yeah, but I guess that same hair color, and that's about it, isn't it?
You should have just done the mini pyramid super slowly.
I did, because I'm slow.
No, but like way slow, like a minute or something.
You know, it's like I'm doing L4E.
And then, like, I don't think I ever actually ran into the kid again, so he probably, like, still thinks you're me.
I know. And Lucas was playing
said you
along with
faked-
it as well, because Lucas
You
was
should
like...
have said you. Oh, what?
Lucas and Dwayne played along with it.
Oh,
Dwayne came along and I'm like, "Hey, Dwayne, my good friend."
You should have secretly said that you cheated in your NR. To the kid. Yeah, I stopped the timer early. And he would have thought it was Jasper, so he would have gotten away with it. I don't think any of us answered the actual question because Isaac talked about that kid. I haven't tried like the Bow V2 or what are the other ones? I've tried the GAN pyraminx. That's probably my favorite now because I'm wanting to get one. I think there's another one as well. Yeah, so the Bow V2 I haven't actually tried, but I have the V1 which I use. But I'm thinking of getting the GAN pyraminx soon because I really liked it. It's super light. I'm not sure if it's a great turning style for me, but
Well, it has all the GES nuts, so you can experiment and probably get it to be good for you.
I have a Velvet too, and honestly, it's the same thing as the one.
wait. So what do you think the best pyro is on the market, Jasper?
Me? Probably the GAN, but it's like, I think there's kind of like the MS, the Mr. M, the GAN, and the Bell V2 are all kind of similar in performance, but the GAN might be like slightly better. But it's all kind of preference. I used to really like the Bell V2, but now my opinion's kind of like, I don't know what it is anymore, because like sometimes I use it and it just seems really bad, and I also don't really like that the core strips for most people and you have to replace it with a Bell V1. But it's like, it's a pretty good cube, but I'd probably recommend the GAN or the MS to most people. Also like the older ones, I think the Bell V1 is like alright, but given the better options, you probably shouldn't go for it anymore. And like, there's also like the Huanglong and the MOU and stuff. And they're pretty good too, but like with the Bell, you should get the newer ones.
So it's a lot better than the Bell V1 now.
I don't know if it's a lot better, but I do think it's an improvement.
Okay. What do you think, Isaac? Because you practice pyro a lot.
You don't have any problem that a pyramid is not a pyramid?
It's like a... I forgot.
It's a tetrahedron.
Tetrahedron, yeah. Close enough. Call it a tetrahedrinx.
Yeah, that one's gonna catch on, Liam.
Yeah.
I'm competing in the tetrahedrinx cube.
They should call Megaminx Dodecahedrinx.
He drinks
Dodecahedrinx.
Yeah, that kind of sounds cool.
double decker. He drinks.
Double decker. I mean, Dodecahedrinx doesn't sound that bad, honestly.
Not as bad
I mean,
as tetrahedrinx.
Dodecahedrinx. I don't know. Do you practice much pyro, Manuel?
Not really. I recently bought the Velvet too, and I don't know. It's like I tried practicing a bit, but it's such a boring event.
How you gonna take that, Jasper?
What method do you use?
I use keyhole and some euphoria.
Oh yeah,
I told you.
Yeah, keyhole will probably make it boring. And I guess like
Yeah.
I guess just the L4E itself probably isn't that interesting. Where it gets fun is like creative V solutions. So yeah, I can definitely see it being boring for some people, but I like it.
I probably average like high 4.
Oh yeah. Yes, you're probably fast enough to definitely judge hardware.
Yeah, maybe if I learn more for me, I could be better and change my opinion on whether it's a boring event or not.
Yeah, I found it just gets more fun once you get faster.
What?
Obviously, yeah.
Sounds like the opposite of Clark. Jasper, it's your cue.
Oh, how do you think competitions are going to change in the future?
Do they mean like COVID
Yeah, so-
related or just in general?
In general. Like, comps...
I guess in general.
Because they
Comps have
have
changed a lot
changed.
since, like, 2003. So how will they change more?
Uh,
Apart from just results, like, oh yeah, people get faster times.
Yeah, I think that's the
Well,
main
I'm
thing.
just
is
wondering, because what if they use smart cubes in the future? That'll be weird, like for timing.
I mean, we're already doing that at the Red Bull Cup.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't really
Was that
like
with
the
some-
idea of doing that in WCA because it kind of like restricts people's hardware options a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. And it sounds way less fun, because it's way more fun starting and stopping a timer. I actually like that aspect.
Well, I think the main problem is a bunch of world records will easily get beaten.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing
Yeah.
is the current regulations. You don't really want to change them and have a bunch of stuff like be disqualified.
2x2.
Yeah, imagine 2x2 records with a smart
Oh my
timer.
god!
It'd be like point...
0.1.
Yeah, stuff like that. That
You
would
could
be-
also like have a lot of
I,
problems with app glitches and stuff. So like, I don't
Yeah.
think it's practical.
yeah.
Well, I don't mean like current, but I feel like in the future they'll get better. But
They'll probably still be
Yeah,
somewhat
obviously.
unfair for glitches.
I definitely see more like head-to-head format being done in the future.
Yeah, same. They used to do them more in New Zealand, but they started not doing them in like any comps apart from nationals now.
it's
Did they?
It's kind of sad. In 2017, at my first comp, that was head to head.
Oh, cool.
And at Palmerston North.
Do you think they just
2018,
did that
was
because
head-to-head.
Felix was there?
No, because at Palmerston North they did it too. and
Oh,
they were
okay.
just
Well, I
like,
think it just really depends on how New Zealand comps are running for time, and we're usually like really far behind. And
Oh, yeah,
then
true.
nationals is just nationals.
I'm gonna have a look at what you needed to make Palmerston North 2018 finals. Just to see
Yeah, and also for
what-
like for most comps, we don't have too many fast people, so it's not very interesting watching Jeffrey Jackson get a 13 average.
Yeah, so they had people getting like mid 13 averages doing head-to-head finals. I mean, it was 2018 to be fair, but yeah. Actually, I thought it'd be way slower because Palmerston North.
But like in New Zealand, there's so few competitions that people are gonna travel to it wherever it is.
Yeah. But I really do want to go to a head-to-head finals, honestly. Seems really fun. Like Ben and stuff, say they don't want them because it just makes their times worse, which I guess if you've been in a lot of them, that's fair. But I really just want to be in one because it looks really, really fun.
I mean, I've
Have you
kind
been
of
to
done
one?
it at the unofficial Christchurch comps. I guess it's kind of fun, but it's also like at those comps, it's basically like, yeah, you've got people doing it. I don't really know what I was gonna say. But yeah, I think it'd be more interesting at like a full comp because it's kind of just like you're just watching the solves. It was fun to practice being insanely nervous, but yeah, I don't know. I guess
Oh,
it was
yeah.
good, but for me, it was kind of like the same because I just put really loud music in my headphones so I couldn't find out Dwayne's times. So it was just like normal solving but with huge gaps.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, it'd be really hard to block out people watching. Honestly.
I don't find that people watching really makes me more nervous if I'm already nervous about being in a comp.
Do you really like? Do you find that not looking at them helps, or do you not really care?
I mean, that probably does help a bit, but like I don't really care because
I'm never
it
actually
doesn't make me
nervous
more nervous that much.
about people watching me. I'm just nervous.
Yeah,
I never actually really care about people watching. It's just I'm nervous. But
I mean, having people watching doesn't help me. Like, did you see all the people watching you in I think per round 1, Jasper, when you were like...
Oh yeah, I knew about. I could see it, but I didn't really care because it was like I was gonna be so nervous anyway that it didn't really change much.
Okay. Alright, so how competitions will change in the future? I mean, they had a lot of different stuff in 2003 and earlier then. Like, world championships and stuff were quite different. First of all, they had way more prize money because it seems to get way less. Because it's like what was prize money in like early comps? Because it's like $2,000 at 2019.
What?
Huh? Oh, was it even that?
No, I don't think so. Which competition was
Really?
this?
Worlds.
Oh, Worlds.
I'm gonna try to find it, but I'm pretty sure people were complaining about how it's not great because it basically costs the flight. So $1,200.
At least it's not just like $10 that the organizer found.
The thing is, most people don't compete for the money.
It's also a
money-
pretty poor decision to pay for your flights expecting to win.
Yeah.
To pay it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were complaining about it, Liam?
Huh?
Who were
There were quite a few people complaining about it.
Yeah, were they people who were actually getting the money or just random people who...
I don't know randoms, but people are just saying how it's just getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, but
I mean,
the thing is...
it kind of makes sense to keep it similar, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is also, pretty much all Cuban competitions are non-profit.
Yeah, I know.
So,
But don't...
I think every comp is non-profit. Like WCA doesn't allow organizers to profit from.
I'm pretty sure they have to put it in like an account and then use it for like comp-related stuff.
Jasper.
Oh, I missed it again. Okay. Tips for sleeping well prior to comps. Does anyone know how to do this? Because I just end up like lying there the whole night thinking about it.
Same.
I
Like,
actually had a
how am I gonna
really
do
good...
tomorrow?
Both nights I slept really well. I think a good strategy, get really tired, wake up at 5, and then go to bed at 11, and you'll just be too tired to care. And that's what worked for me.
You're gonna be tired at the comp.
I wasn't tired at the comp.
Yeah, I don't get tired at the comp even if I don't
Yep.
sleep at all.
Yeah.
I set my alarm for 7 AM, but I woke up at 5 AM, and I was like, let's just stay up anyway. I tried to
Yeah.
sleep again, but
I guess
couldn't. I'm
yeah, when I'm really exhausted after a day or two of a comp, then I don't have trouble falling asleep, but then I like wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep.
Yeah, so waking up at 5 AM and being like, oh yeah, I'm competing in 4 hours, let's go back to sleep. I could not
Well, the
do
thing is,
that.
you're not really competing in 4 hours. And if it is, it's nothing.
That's still weird. Like, I would have been at the comp in 3 hours. I don't know. Like, just knowing that I was that close and being like, oh, like, I don't know, the hype was just too close to really fall asleep again. And it already took ages to fall asleep.
In one of my last comps, so in the first day, I only slept like 2 hours. And during the comp, I was like perfectly fine. Like, I wasn't feeling sleepy or anything.
What?
So I guess like the hype of the comp just makes your sleepiness go away.
Yeah, that's
I
what
guess.
always happens to me, is I'm not tired at all, even if I don't sleep at all. Like, sometimes I get a headache, but I'm just so excited that I'm fine.
Yeah, like, when I usually wake up at, like, at, like, 8 AM for school, I'm like, oh, not again. I wake up at 5 AM for a comp, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's always like that. Like, you're like, oh, why don't I feel like this on a normal day?
But it's
I'm
not
too
like
lazy to get up for something so boring on school days.
it's not like just a mental thing though. It's like really strange because if you wake up on the school day and it's like you're really like groggy and you're like you feel like that. But then if you wake up on a comp day, you're just completely ready.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
I feel like that at the start, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have a comp. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like on the morning of like, I slept really well. After the first day of the comp because I was tired out. That usually happens, I think, which is good. But yeah, I literally forgot I had a comp when I woke up. I'm like, because I expected to wake up like at my house in Auckland. I'm like, oh, I'm here. That's right. Oh yeah, I have a comp. Yay! And then I got up.
Oh my! I'm so bad.
It's so good at this.
What 5x5 should I get? You should get a Volk.
How much?
Volk?
Volk what?
I don't know how much it is, but you should get it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasper.
You are listening to the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.
Okay, now for some guest questions to Manuel. How did you manage to get so good at 3x3 blindfolded?
Okay, I'm gonna say something very obvious, but practice.
Whose question was this, Liam?
Yours, what are you talking about?
So I guess you just, I don't know, you're there in freestyle and you get good at memo and you have decent finger tricks and that's it, you're basically good already. I just want to say that learning freestyle isn't as hard as it seems. It's actually not hard at all, like anyone could do it.
How many oaks
So
do you have
if
again?
you average like a minute or something and you don't know freestyle, like you should really try it out.
That sounds complicated. How many oaks does it have again?
I think it's like 800 or 900.
Yeah, that's right. I think James told me
But,
that.
Let's calculate how long that would take Liam to learn.
Yeah, at least
Oh, no.
for
900
10
hours.
They are more intuitive, so it's like they're like really similar ones. So like first of all, like half of them are mirrors of each other. So like there's actually like 400 and something, and like they're mirrors.
So you kind of make up oaks on the spot by solving?
Yeah, like most of them are just intuitive. Like you understand what you're doing. It's not like you're memorizing an alg.
Okay.
Yeah, I never actually learned like old Pacman like blind setup. I just made them up on the spot.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's what I did when I knew how to do blind.
Yeah, and then I gave up on it.
I need to get back into blind. Like, I
Yeah,
always sign up
you-
for
you-
comms.
you've signed up,
blind, but I
like,
never do them.
2 comms, and you didn't actually do either of them.
2?
Yeah.
No, like 8.
8,
Not
oh,
like
okay.
5, 6, something like that. No, I always mean to. I always get close to, like, being able to do something decent on it, and I stop practicing. I need to start practicing. I use M2. I don't have a success yet.
It's really easy to improve when you're like slow. So maybe your first attempts are gonna be like really bad, but then you will.
No,
easily
getting
improve.
attempt is the issue. Is actually solving it blindfolded.
Yeah, I can't do that apparently.
I think I've done it 4 or 5 times in my life, and one of them was in comp. And then I gave up. I was like, I can't be bothered to do this. I already have a success on my profile. So now I got this one without prompting. We have our records from Welcome Back Wellington. So there were 9 national records at this comp. So yeah, here they are. Ben Kirby, 26.86 4x4 single. Ben Kirby, 57.5 5x5 average. Ben Kirby, 148.34 6x6 single. Ben Kirby, 159.19 6x6 mean. Ben Kirby, 244.07 7x7 single. And Ben Kirby, 254.08 7x7 mean. And then I had a 1.58 pyraminx single and 2.62 pyraminx average, and Dwayne Ramos got a 27 point.
Wait, no. No. I may have typed something wrong.
2.87 skewb average.
Not 27.87. Yeah, thank you guys for
Oh, we're done or what? Is that it? I just need to get
yeah, we're ending it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, Manuel.
Thanks to you for having me.
Pardon? Okay, see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
That was the best ending. Okay, I'll stop my recording.
That was the KRCA Podcast, brought to you by speedcube.co.nz.